control. Do it all to get them off their feet. Crowd is here, about to blow, waiting for me to start the show. Out the curtain, lights go up, I'm home. Whoa! My father said when I was younger, hard time free better man. You took it all away, I give it all away. Can't take my freedom, here to change the game, a better man to play. I built my kingdom, now you bow to me. You took my dreams but not my name. You'll follow me until the end. I am my kingdom. Lights go down, I'm ready now. Tear this roof up for the town. Gonna give them what they came to see. Hear the crowd on the toes, ready for me to start the show. Out the curtain, lights go up, I'm home. Whoa! My father said when I was younger, hard time free better man. You took it all away, I give it all away. Can't take my freedom, here to change the game, a better man to play. I built my kingdom, now you bow to me. You took my dreams but not my name. You'll follow me until the end. I am my kingdom. You tried to tell me what to do. I saw the door and couldn't take down. I stepped right over every throne. You can never stop me now. Bow low. I am the king and you're the clown. Now watch me as I take my throne and rule my kingdom. Took it all away, I give it all away. Can't take my freedom, here to change the game, a better man to play. I built my kingdom, now you bow to me. You took my dreams but not my name. You'll follow me until the end. I am my kingdom. You took it all away, I give it all away. Can't take my freedom, here to change the game, a better man to play. I built my kingdom, now you bow to me. You took my dreams but not my name. You'll follow me until the end. I am my kingdom.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Disrespect Sports Network, Off the Ropes, episode 13.
There's Kyle.
WWE Summerslam preview show. It's the OG3. It's BO, Kyle, O, or KO, sorry, and 20 here. Guys, it's the OG3 back. I think Jeremy and Matt are still recovering from their Burning Fire table match a few weeks ago, and they're not going to be able to join us tonight, but have some special remarks from the professor, and I'll share them here shortly. Fellas, how's it going this week?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I didn't have the best podcast last night. Was not informed. I figured out real quick that I know nothing about 5A and 6A football because I've been covering a lot of 4A and below. So I was in the deep water last night with no floaties. So tonight, a little more comfortable atmosphere here with something I can actually know what I'm talking about. So looking forward to it. But yeah,
hey, I honestly think though the professor just took us all to school last night, Kyle. It was a schooling. I wouldn't tell him that. Since he's not here, we can say it.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't go back and listen to this or watch this. But yes, I will give him credit. He took us all to class, but I felt like I was a You might as well have been speaking Chinese last night. I knew nothing what you were saying.
Brandon, what's going on? How's your week? I know you've been busy and running all around to pretty much every high school in the area here.
Yeah, luckily today I was able to. Well, I mean, I was still working all day, but today I stayed. I manned the desk and just stayed at home and worked all day. And where I'm sitting right now, I was sitting most of the day just trying to play catch up, and that's what I'll be doing tomorrow too. But the previous 3 days, I was. If you have a town in East Texas, I was probably in it at least once. So.
Yeah.
I probably should have been on that 5A 6A show last night, but I think I told you I'd come for 4A for a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get you on next week here.
But I'm gonna try to watch that 5A 6A one, check it out because I cover more 4A, but we have a few 5A 6A teams. So I keep up with that more throughout the year because the main team I cover 6A. So
well, it worked out because Diggs in the DFW crossover with those towns. It really. If you're East Texas, you need to know about the DFW team. So it was very informative. Got lots of confidence. He did a great job, and appreciate him coming on and schooling us all in the 5A 6A. I got to have lunch with Brandon this week, and there's some app that's been released. I don't know. I don't know what that thing's called. Look, maybe something like this on my hat, but it's been a busy week for us as well. Been trying to get that out there. So. Go check out if you're a high school sports fan in the East Texas area. The Netison app has been released, and go check it out. Go get it a download. It's free. Lots of great content on there. You'll see a lot of these three faces on the app, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah. Papa O's got the app. He got it installed. Man, we're ready to go.
I downloaded it this morning. I sent it to a couple other people as well. They downloaded it, so I did my due diligence.
Hey, and that's awesome. So. Let's talk some wrestling tonight, fellas.
Yes.
We're going to start with our favorite first off the topic segment. Trish versus Becky Lynch on SummerSlam. Oh, wait, no, it's not anymore. Fellas, what's your thoughts on that?
I'm okay with it. I think if you would have added that match on there. And there's one other match that I think kind of got moved around as well. And Rhea, I don't think it's on the show either. So if you would have put those two on the show, that's 4 women's matches on the pay-per-view. I think that's a little excessive when half your matches are women's matches. Doesn't have to be a pay-per-view match. I'm okay with it. You need to also make your Friday Night SmackDown show must see as well. Like, so you could put championship matches or big matches on your weekly show as well. You don't have to just save everything for the pay-per-view. You don't want a 5-hour pay-per-view, Tony Khan. So if you cut down some of the matches and put them on these big time shows, then I'm okay with it. I don't think it doesn't necessarily have to be on pay-per-view. I'm okay with it being on weekly TV.
So in that same line, Kyle, now this is coming from some I guess popular wrestling sites here. You're right on the money. WWE has been adamant about limiting the number of matches on their premium live events, and that's what the cause of this match being moved to Raw. There was some rumors, injury, but no, that's kind of what they're going for. Brandon, what did you think about when you saw that move? Was it?
I was fine. I was fine with that, except just the only issue was then the match on Raw, like, it didn't do much. Like, the bell rang and then Zoe attacked and it was over. It was never really a match. It was a beat down in the by the announcer table and stuff. So they still never really had the match. So
well, I guess that's their way. That's their way of saying, well, we don't have room on this card, so let's put it on Raw. We'll make it a DQ and then we'll move it to another card, extend the feud, which I know Kyle loves. He wants to see Becky Lynch and Trish go at it for the next 2 years, right?
Man, I cannot wait for this to be over.
It did surprise me though, because when you bring someone back like Trish, the point is to get her on shows like Mania and SummerSlam. That's just how they always. And so they had her on Mania, so you just feel like she's going to be on SummerSlam. So that surprised me a little bit. But
I sure hope that doesn't mean they extend it to Mania.
That's why I disagree with you. I don't think they're saving it for a pay-per-view. I don't think it'll be on the next one. I think, and I was saying SmackDown, I meant Raw. I can't remember where everybody is, but I don't think they're saving it for a pay-per-view. I think that DQ match was to kind of keep the feud going, if you will. And then in a couple of weeks or whenever they have the match, then I'm hoping that's it. But I can't see them carrying this out much further. I mean, you added Zoe Stark into it, which added a little life to it. But even now, the Zoe Stark aspect, I'm just kind of over the whole thing. I just think they need to just move on.
So here's a point of view that Kyle would hate. But I could see them doing this. They extend this out, and then Lita comes back, and they extend this all the way out to Mania, and then they, have the tag team match blow off.
So we're going to tie up Becky Lynch all the way until April of next year in the same feud.
I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying I could see them doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put it past WWE to do anything, but I sure hope they don't do that. Becky needs to be in something more serious, with more heat, more impact to it. This stuff with Trish just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, I agree. I'm kind of done with that too. Unfortunately, I think they're not done with it quite yet. So we'll see how long that goes. Topic 2, RVD. What was thoughts on RVD showing up? That was a kind of surprise last night.
I mean, when Jack Perry started calling out ECW legends, you immediately start thinking of Tommy Dreamer or Sabu that's already been in AEW, and then RVD as well, Taz. But I mean, RVD, I haven't seen him wrestle in a long time. Don't know what he's going to be able to do in the ring. I just hope they don't. AEW has been in the past very good with their legends, not overexposing their legends. I think they're kind of getting away from it now with Jeff Jarrett being on TV way too much. But I mean, most of the time they do good with legends. So hopefully RVD comes in, has a match with Jack Perry. It's I thought it was a little interesting though. RVD was saying that if he wins the title, he's going to basically retire the title. FTW Championship's not really considered, and it's not an actual title under AEW standards, but they show it on TV all the time and have graphics for it, but it's not a real title. So,
yeah. So is that their way of getting rid of it? Could be.
That's what I'm I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but I could see that happening.
Yeah, I didn't see. I knew RVD was coming back or coming to AEW. I'd seen it, early in the week that was going to be the thing, but I haven't seen it happen. I haven't seen AEW last night yet, so I heard it. I was going to watch it this morning. I just didn't get around to it, but I'd probably watch it in the morning. And I saw it, and he brought Katie with him too, I think.
It was just RVD.
I just RVD last night, and it wasn't. You didn't miss anything. I mean, he came out and
he didn't do anything in the ring.
Oh, okay. The picture I saw must have been an old picture then.
Jack Perry ran like a little girl, and RVD standing in the ring. So it's all basically.
The picture I'm seeing must have been from something else because it showed RVD like standing on the ramp above somebody, and I was like, okay.
Now he could have came out later or something, and someone got a picture or a video clip of him, but he just came out by himself. I mean, I like those kind of surprises, like when I don't predict, like I didn't read anything about. They may have been out there somewhere, but I hadn't read anything about him coming, and I didn't recognize the music eventually because that's not the music that I remember, like from WWE. That's the one that I kind of correlate,
right?
And so when the music hit, I was like, okay. I was thinking Tommy Dreamer first, maybe because he seems to show up, seems like all the time. I hadn't seen RVD in a while, so I didn't really think about him until he came out. Now they talked about how good a shape he was in. Now he was a little heavier, but his arms he was still pretty cut. So I mean,
he looked bad for his age.
Yeah, well, he's 52 years old. I did read up on that, and so like it'll be interesting to see. His style has always been kind of aerial, and so is he gonna have to change that, or surely not gonna have him doing some kind of flips off the top rope. I mean, I would hope.
I mean, like he, just as like the last couple of years when he was in, Impact, he was still doing normal stuff. So he's always been doing. And the last time he was in, like he was in a Rumble or one of those battle royals in WWE just like last year, probably one like they're doing at SummerSlam. He came in and he did his 5-star moonsault or whatever. He's done. He's still. I mean, he's still trying to do it. So we'll see. But was it the whole effing show music he came out to, or
No, it was some other music. I don't know what it was. Honestly, I didn't recognize it. Because ECW, he had that came over. So WWE owns all those rights. So I'm assuming that the music was with it. And so, did you recognize the music, Kyle?
Oh, I saw somebody tweet about it last night. JD from NY that I follow, he tweeted what it was because Tony Khan had to pay for the rights for the song, and so it was by Pantera.
It just wasn't by Pantera. Yeah, it just wasn't the whole effing show. That was not the one.
No. But it was Walk by Pantera. I'm pretty sure.
And it could have been his music at some point in his career. I don't know if maybe on Impact did he have that? I don't remember. I didn't watch him on.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where it was, but I know that's what the song was Walk by Pantera. But Tony Khan had to pay for it, so that's probably just a drop in the bucket for Tony Khan's pocket.
Oh yeah, just pay for a song, whatever. No worries. Topic 3, the new Baron Corbin, guys. Didn't y'all get to catch that? And your thoughts on the new character they're building?
I haven't seen it.
I saw it Sunday in that against Gable, and then I hadn't seen Tuesdays, but I mean I like it. He needed something different, the last several things they've tried just hasn't stuck and wasn't really him, I don't think. And so the best thing I thought he ever was the Lone Wolf, and he's getting he kind of still got rid of that, but he's getting closer back to that. And I think I think it'd be good for him, and just. But right now he's kind of, because like we said, not everybody watches NXT, so right now he's still kind of out of sight, out of mind. But so we'll see.
I did know that they were trying to get Gable Stevenson over, okay, and that crowd was cheering for Corbin, and so I was reading about that, and so it's like they're trying to build him up as the next Kurt Angle type play, and then he's getting.
Yeah, they were killing him. They were killing. I mean, it was bad.
So
I haven't seen it. I didn't know. I mean, I knew Baron was on NXT, but I don't watch NXT, so I hadn't seen it. But I'm with you, Brandon. The Lone Wolf character is the best one, and from last I'd heard, he was kind of slowly morphing back to that character or something similar to it. So anything's better than what he's been doing in WWE. So I'm excited. He's good in the ring. I think Corbin can go in the ring. I don't like his gimmick.
He's a great heel too. Yeah, everyone loves to hate Corbin. He just needs something legit gimmick to go with it. I mean, that's really been his problem. And so they've tried different things. I thought that when they paired him with JBL, I thought, oh, this could be good, and it just didn't work. And so I kind of thought that he might be able to do something, but and I don't know that they gave it a whole lot of chance, honestly. I think they just did it and then it didn't work, and he just kind of he got mad at Corbin and just left him. I wish they'd have given it a little more time because sometimes with Corbin I think they just kind of feel like they just throw things at the wall and like, oh, here, try this, and then they don't give it enough time and then they just pull it, and then some of them have just been really stupid. So I'm hoping, like Kyle said, he's really good in the ring and he's a really good heel character. They just need the right persona for him, and he'll blossom. I think he could be one of those that a good story. Like he goes from like they pushed him really high. He was King Corbin for a while, and then he's gone all the way back down to NXT to try to refine himself. And so it'd be a really cool story because he's technically the last person to beat Roman Reigns in a singles match. I mean, just think about how far he's dropped from then and to now. So, that's just very interesting. All right, so we're going to add a 4th tonight. Brandon found this, and I thought this was some very interesting story. And I don't know if you've seen this, the ESPN article, the top 30 wrestlers under 30 come out.
I've not seen this.
So I'm gonna go start from the bottom and go up.
Wait, hold on. You're gonna start from the bottom.
I'm gonna start from the bottom and go up, and we'll talk.
I want to like here. What I would like to do. I want to know before we give the list. I want to know what Kyle's top 5 would be.
Okay, you want to have Kyle guess here? Okay,
I guess just
under 30.
I want his opinion.
Yeah,
under 30. Austin Theory is probably going to be in my top 5. Can I just give you 5? I don't know where to rank them yet.
Yeah.
Go for it.
All right. So Austin Theory, probably definitely in my top 5. I really like him. I know he's younger. I really like Carmelo Hayes. I think Carmelo Hayes is really good. Those two, I like. Man, There's not a lot of. Trying to think of who's young that's doing is man. This is tough, Brandon. You put me on the spot.
And then, also to give you a hint, Kyle, this is all of wrestling, not just WWE.
Yeah.
So
MJF number 1
Yeah.
then. For sure. MJF number 1, hands down. Okay, okay.
Let's go to the list now. I just wanted Kyle's opinion there.
Okay, now I'm cooking.
Okay,
MJF, Austin Theory is still in there. I'd still put Carmelo up there. I like Sammy Guevara. I think he is fantastic in the ring.
We'll go over the list. I didn't even see him on there.
He went on there?
Yeah, I'm gonna see. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do 5 at a time. I'll do 5.
And Kyle also includes women too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'll do 5 at a time, and then we'll discuss those 5, and then we'll move to the next ones. That way we don't forget anybody to talk about. So we'll start with number 30. I'm pretty sure you guys aren't gonna know this one. Shota Umino from New Japan Pro Wrestling.
She's been on AEW.
Actually, I have never heard of that one. I don't know her.
I think she's been on AEW. I've heard the name.
She is 26. Daniel Garcia is number 29. He is age 24.
Yeah, Shota's 30. Yeah.
So I didn't realize he was I thought he was under 30, but I didn't realize he was that young. Daniel Garcia. So that's a good one.
I like Danny.
Tyler Bate is number 28 from NXT. He's age 26. And you got to think he's been doing – he was like 19 when he came over originally. He was the first UK NXT champion. So he's kind of – they kind of haven't pushed him really. I mean, he's not the prototypical WWE guy. He's small. But him and Pete Dunne did some amazing matches for that NXT title when it was first – the UK one when it was first out. He's excellent in the ring. 27 is Masha Slamovich from Impact GCW, age 25. Never heard of that. And then you got Ilya Dragunov, man, from NXT. Listen, he's 29.
I remember the one match I remember before Gunther went Gunther when he was Walter. Dragunov and Walter had a 5-star banger on Black and Gold NXT. Yeah. It was the chops. Oh my gosh. And then if you go back and watch, it was one of the top matches of like 2021 or 2020, something around that time. Walter and Dragunov over at NXT UK had another banger of a match. So big fan of Dragon. I think he should be higher up on the list than that. I'm a huge fan of Dragunov.
And Sunday night, Dragunov and Carmelo.
Yes.
It was.
Yeah. He should be higher up. 25. He should be way higher.
26. He's 26. So that's the bottom 5 right there. Those 5 right there.
I'd put him in at least top 20. At least.
Any thoughts on anybody else on that you want to talk about on that? I'm out. I think honestly, Daniel Garcia surprised me, but I didn't know he was 24, guys.
I didn't either.
I mean, him in AEW, he's had a good run. Of course, he's been with Jericho, kind of trailing him there. Got some drama going on there between them right now, but he's talented. So that's impressive. He's only 24. We're going to move on up here. We got at number 25, Deonna Purrazzo is age 29. The Impact. 24 is Jordan Grace. She's not with a promotion right now. She's listed as independent. She's age 27. Yota Tsuji. I don't know how to say that one. Tsuji. I don't know. New Japan Pro Wrestling, age 29. We got from Stardom, Seiya Kimatani from Stardom, age 26. Never heard of her. We've got at 21, we've got Kaito Kiyomaya from Pro Wrestling Noah. So I don't know.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. I'm not familiar with any of those people that you just named. I've heard of Deonna Purrazzo and Jordan Grace. The other three,
I don't either.
never heard of them.
And Peraza was in WWE for a little bit, so
Yeah.
well, NXT, but
And I don't either, Kyle. I totally agree with you. I don't know a single as me trying to pronounce their names. I don't know them either.
You're ready for football season when you got to pronounce names on the roster.
Ooh, man, I think I'm
hoping
hoping
where it gets interesting.
I'm hoping that the names are a little easier than that that we have this season.
We're
so
in East Texas, they should be.
we hope so. A lot of Smiths, Jones, Williams, that kind of thing. All right, number 20, Wheeler Yuta, age 26.
Ooh. Okay.
Jamie Hayter, age 28. Bandito, age 28. Those are all AEW. Dragon Lee, age 28 from NXT. And Tony Storm. Tony Storm, AEW, age 27. That's some good ones right there in that group.
That's a good group. I think for me personally, I like Jamie Hayter and Wheeler Yuta over the two in the middle. So I'd probably keep Tony Storm where she is and move Hayter and Yuta up.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's good. I Tony Storm is excellent. She's the Outcast group. She's been brilliant. Like they've done that great as far as like her heel persona. She kind of when she turned, she was a great heel. She was able to turn and just immediately pick the heel character up. Put her hair up, attitude, doing the L. I think she's great. Bandito is one that is kind of like he's AEW GCW, so he's listed at. So he's kind of in between promotions, but he's one of those that's like his character is just him, but he puts on a great match. And so I like him, but I agree. I don't think he's above Hayter and Wheeler Yuta. I think, and Wheeler Yuta, he's 26. I knew he was young, but I didn't think he was that young.
I thought he was older than that.
Yeah. And he's in a great spot right now with BCC. I mean, it's a great
He's
spot
grown a lot with him. He's grown a lot under their tutelage.
I mean, when he was with the best friends and stuff, it was fine, but like he's just so much accelerated his career going with BCC. It just makes him legit when you're with guys like Claudia Castagnoli and Bryan Danielson and John Moxley and those guys. I mean, it just accelerated him. All right, so let's go to 15. Oh, it's one of those names. Woo, 15. Brandon, you want to see what 15? Utami Hayashita from Stardom. Yep, I'm sure Kyle knows her.
I'm real familiar with her. She is fantastic in the ring.
14 is Wes Lee from NXT, age 28. Jack Perry from AEW, age 26 is 13. No more of that, Kyle. No.
You're right now. Beethoven violins.
At 12 is Butch or Pete Dunne, age 29. And at number 11 is Julia.
It's Julia.
Yeah, it's spelled weird, but I think you're right, Brandon. From Stardom. So, I mean, that group right there. I mean, I like Pete Dunne. I don't like to call him Butch. They need to change that. That's it's like he's a dog. Butch, come here, Butch. Anyway, Pete Dunne is amazing in the ring. Just sign me up any match he's involved in. I love his work. I mean, I love what they've done with Jack Perry. His music's kind of but they needed to turn him heel. I'm interested to see where they go with him. He's good in the ring, but his character, hopefully this will be a good character change for him, kind of make him legitimate. Wes Lee is an athlete in the ring. He does great work at NXT. I don't know how much you guys have seen him in the ring, but he's good. He's good. So that's a good group too. I like those three for sure.
I wish WWE would bring Nash Carter back for Wes Lee because MSK was great.
Well, so Nash Carter got in that trouble.
Yeah,
that's why, and he showed up at the Impact pay-per-view and helped Trey Miguel a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
yeah, so, they were a group in Impact. It was Wes Lee, Nash Carter, and Trey Miguel. They were the Rascals.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, I remember that.
They were they got along. They would Matt Riddle would have been good in that group. They're a bunch of weed smokers.
Oh man,
I like Wesley, but I think he's good. He's very good in the ring, but on his own, I don't know if he has that he doesn't have that main event feel to me on his own. I think he did when he was with Nash Carter and MSK, but I like Jack Perry too. I like what he's doing. I think this heel turn, I think he's owning it. I think he's getting better every week on the microphone and kind of playing this kind of squirmy heel character that he's playing. So I'm liking the direction they're going with Jack Perry. You're right. He needed to change. The Jungle Boy thing he had went as far as he could with that. I think he'll go back to it at some point in his career, but right now heel is definitely best for Jack Perry.
Wesley, Dom, and Mustafa Ali. That was a pretty good triple threat too for the North American. Before we get in this top 10, I kind of wish we had Diggs here for number 10 because I feel like he would lose it a little bit.
Can you do a Diggs impression, Brandon?
We'll see. Probably not tonight.
All right, so number 10 is Logan Paul, WWE at age 28.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess technically he is a WWE superstar because he signed a contract with WWE, but
yeah.
Okay.
Number 9, Liv Morgan, age 29. Number 8 is Takeshita. And I didn't realize he was 20. He's only 28.
Yeah, I knew he was young.
Yeah. And he's been I think the Don Callis thing for him has been great, bringing him in. He's got a mouthpiece. That's a good fit for him. Carmelo Hayes, number 7, age 28. And number 6 is Braun Breaker, age 25. So that's your next 5 there. Couple of NXT guys there, a couple of WWE talents. I like this group here. I mean, Logan Paul, okay, so it's controversial. I mean, is he in WWE? He's not. He's in and out. But let's be honest, fellas, with the training, the limited amount of training in ring that he's done, it's pretty remarkable how good he is in the ring.
He's very good, and I think like I said, he has a contract, so technically he is contracted by WWE. So I guess he's eligible for this list. If you go by the basis of the list, the parameters of it, yes, he's eligible for it. I don't think he should be involved in it because he's been here for a cup of coffee. Yeah, he's had like 5 or 6 matches on WWE. Yeah. Like that's not.
Yeah.
But I mean, I by the parameters of the list, yes, I understand why he's on there.
But every time he has something, you're interested in it at least.
100%. And exactly. And every match he's been in has been great.
Yeah.
But I mean,
it's just a very limited match. If they had some kind of like you have to have so many matches,
like a minimum
rule, then he wouldn't. But I mean, I agree with what you're saying, Kyle. Like I think there could have been someone else up on it. But you look at, like Brandon said, you look at his in-ring work, and it's like, okay, how many matches of a percentage are you hanging on the edge of your seat waiting for him to do something? Every single one of them, right? How many matches of these others? Every single match has been hanging at the edge of your seat. I don't think there's a single person on the list, maybe a couple, but I mean, that to me, that makes him legitimately eligible for the list. And, you can like it or you don't, but I mean.
And I think some of this isn't so much what you have done, but the potential they see in what you can do.
Yeah.
And he's got probably as much potential as anybody up there, and so that's, I mean, a lot of why Takeshita's up there. He hasn't done a whole lot yet, but he could be a superstar eventually. So
I think he did a lot in New Japan though, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's still young, so he still hadn't done a whole lot. Like he hasn't, he hadn't been Okada or nothing. He's still growing.
The thing that I will respect about Logan Paul and same thing with Bad Bunny, they came in and they worked their tails off. Not that, like, they took it serious. It wasn't just a little side job. They took it serious. Logan Paul takes it seriously. He trains really hard for it. So I will respect him for that. I think that's, if you're going to do it right. And that's what Logan Paul does. So I'll respect him for that.
He's not coming in and being a comedy show and just doing a 5-minute match and it's boring and we don't care about it.
No.
So at least he is legitimately making an effort. And it seems like he's trying new things. It's not the same old stuff every match. He's always doing something creative. And we'll talk about the match in a minute, but I'm really excited about that match at SummerSlam. What the potential it could even make. It could possibly make Diggs' 5-star match list. I mean, it's tough to get there, but that's
going to be too many kickouts for him. Too many kickouts.
All right, we'll go number 5 here. Oh my goodness, I don't know about this one, guys. Number 5, Dominic Mysterio, age 26. I hope they're not ranking in-ring work because, I mean, if you're ranking the most hated character in any wrestling promotion, then he's probably number 1. Like, he's the one most hated. And I think part of it's just because he's so terrible in the ring. Nobody wants to see him. That's what started him being so the heel character working for him, because nobody wanted to see him wrestle.
I don't. Dom is not top 5. He is nowhere near top 5 under 30. The only reason that's a recency bias in this poll. That's the only thing. I mean, it's what he's doing right now, but it's not even him so much. It's the people around him. It's Judgment Day. It's the group. If Dom was on his own, he would not have the heat like he has right now.
If his name was Dominic Smith, he would not be in this poll, Kyle.
No, not a chance. I don't think, from the names that you've said that I've recognized, I'm not sure I would put Dom top 30. I'm not sure I'd even put him on the list.
And when we get done, I'll go over the honorable mention too. They have an honorable mention.
Oh gosh.
It's just a quick. I'll just quick name them real quick. Bam, bam, bam.
No, number 4 is El Hijo del Vikingo.
Vikingo?
Yeah.
4?
Yeah.
He's in 4 promotions. Remember, Kyle? Like
Triple A.
You can't just judge him just on what he does at AEW.
Well, that's all I see.
Triple A, AEW, Ring of Honor, and GCW. He's in all 4.
He does. Yeah.
But what makes him special? What makes him different from Bandito? Or what makes him different from any other, or from Ray Phoenix or Penta?
He's the third longest reigning AAA mega champion, Kyle.
I'm saying, what does he do in the ring that's different?
Like, he had some really good matches with Kenny Omega. We didn't get because they were on AEW, they were on AAA. We didn't see him, but like his last match with Kenny Omega is considered like one of the 10 greatest.
I didn't see him he doesn't do that in AEW. He doesn't.
I agree.
As everybody else in AEW.
Meltzer had his match with Kenny higher than the Ospreay one.
Wow.
Well, I guess I need to go back and
find that match. Yeah, we need to find that one and watch it.
I haven't seen it either, but
maybe that. Okay, but does that change it? Do you think he's top 5?
I had same thing. I've only seen what he does in AEW. Based on just AEW, I'd say no. But if they're taking all 4 of those promotions that he's currently in, I would like that. They probably. I mean, hopefully, whoever did this list watches all these promotions. If they're
obviously not, if they put Dom in the top 5.
What are they watching every week?
I can't judge their poll correctly now.
Is Vince McMahon in this poll? Is he able to vote?
Dom's the only person to main event Raw, NXT, and SmackDown in the same week.
Oh my gosh!
But there's a brand split.
Oh, geez.
Right.
Okay. Number 3, Austin Theory, age 26. Kyle, you were on the mark on that one. Number 2, Rhea Ripley, age 26. I don't have anything wrong with that.
Young. I forgot that she was that young.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with that.
Yeah, I'd like to see her in the ring more. I don't think she's in the ring enough. I don't see her in enough matches. I'd like to see her in the ring more, but she is. Yeah, she is
the female version of number 1, and that's MJF, number 1.
Of course. Yeah, once you said all promotions, Brandon, I was like, oh, yeah, MJF, for sure. That's number 1 draft pick for the next 4 or 5 years. How old is he? 26?
Yeah.
Yeah, next 4 years. He could keep his name at the top of the list.
You can just leave him there.
Everybody else playing for second.
All right, Brandon, what's your honorable mention ones there? Go for those.
Who they had was Atlantis Jr., AZM, Blake Christian, Cameron Grimes, Creed Brothers, Statlander, Leo Rush, Maki Ito, Miyo Yamashita, Ren Narita, Riho, Roxanne Perez, Starlight Kid, Shun Skywalker, Sonya Deville, and Kyle Fletcher.
Sonya's under 30?
Yeah, and so you were saying about Sammy. Sammy is 30, and they just did under 30.
Oh, that's right.
And I think he just he just turned 30 like last December. But
Man.
Okay.
There
See,
was some good, there was some
Sammy
good
on the list,
names.
taking Dom off.
There was some good ones on there that could have replaced him, Kyle.
oh no, no, Sammy turned 30 July 28th, so he just missed it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, he would have been on there, I think.
I honestly think like Braun Breaker to me is like they need to do something with him. Like
they need to call him up.
He's done with NXT. Like he's won the belt. He's been a face. He's heel. They need to do something with him. I keep thinking every time they do a draft or like it's after a big event that they're going to bring him up. But I mean, they've got so much they could do with him. I like him in the ring. He's a big guy. He's physical. He's kind of owned that heel character now, and it's kind of give him a new dynamic. I like him there at number 6.
One thing about Theory before we move on, I saw a list the other day. Is he's done the most matches this year. I was like, I feel like I never see him wrestle. It must all be on house shows because I never see we'll see him this Friday against Santos, but I feel like we never see Theory. But he's done the most matches out of any WWE superstar this year.
That's crazy. Well, you got to think earlier in the year though, he was doing all those matches with going back and forth with Bobby Lashley and
true.
Doing all that in that brief span. He probably wrestled 30 times in 3 months. So he got a big lead. He didn't have to wrestle anymore.
But he's probably, since he's the U.S. champion, he's probably on every house show. So
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that was a good extra topic there, Brandon. Thanks for bringing that up.
Interesting.
We've got a new second segment here. It's going to be a short one, but we're going to call this one Professor's Takes. Professor has left us some things to talk about here since he's not here with us tonight.
Let me get a cold beverage and enjoy this. Hold on.
Okay, so he's got some things he wants our input on. Okay, he says Collision is now his favorite show on air, and the Guns are surprisingly one of his favorite teams. Feeling like I liked them like I did the Acclaimed. Am I stupid?
I don't think Kyle heard that. I'll go ahead and answer, then we'll let Kyle so Collision is one too where it's like I've caught up on it, but I watched the first one live, and then after that I just go back and watch it recorded because sometimes UFC's on, and like this week is the same time as SummerSlam. But I've liked Collision for the most part. Like I felt some of them were a little, but they've picked it back up. But then on the Guns, they've been, and I really like them with Bullet Club Gold. Like I think it's been great, and they keep, like Dick said, they've been surprising, and I'm starting to like them too. That there's just, especially as a heel character, like I'm not rooting for them but I enjoy watching them now. Used to I was like, I don't think this is gonna work, and then when they first split from their dad and the whole thing with the Acclaim, but then they had the little thing with FTR, but now the thing with Bullet Club Gold, I think they're rising each week, and I appreciate them.
The Guns with Bullet Club just was natural fit there.
Yeah,
I think.
Because what do they call them? The Bang Bang Boys or something?
The Bang Bang Gang.
The Bang Bang Gang, yeah.
That's funny. So Kyle, I don't know if you caught the first. So basically, Diggs was saying that Collision's now his favorite show, and the Guns are surprisingly one of his favorite teams. Feeling like he did whenever whenever he liked the Acclaim, and he's asking if he's stupid.
Well, Professor, to everyone's surprise, I'm going to agree. I think Collision is the best weekly wrestling show on TV, from start to finish. I think it's just exciting to watch. There's so much story involved in it, and you're just excited week in and week out to see what's going on. And with the Guns, I thoroughly enjoy them in Bullet Club. Like you said, Brett, it's a natural fit. The Bang Bang Gang, it's a natural fit for them, and I love their entrance. I'll tell you when things started changing for me with the Guns is I forget which pay-per-view it was. I think it was the last pay-per-view that the Guns were on, but they came out to 50 Cent's Mini Men with the little silhouette, and that's the first time they did like the turning around. I love that entrance, and I was like, okay, I like them. I like it. And then now they kind of do that same sort of entrance every time with their original theme. And So he's not crazy. I think the Guns are on the up and up, and I'm in Collision is the best show weekly.
Yeah, I need to try to watch Collision more. I don't always catch it every week, and I've really tried to. It just seems like I'm not quite used to having a Saturday show, and I just I get to Monday and I'm like, oh wait, I didn't watch Collision. Well, then I got Raw. Then sometimes I'm catching NXT, and with everything else going on, I forget. But when I have watched it, I do enjoy it thoroughly. I find myself not fast forwarding through it as much as some of the other shows on TV. So I agree with him there. Now the gun thing, I think, is honestly it's the best thing that's happened to them since they split off from their dad was them joining the Bullet Club Gold. I wondered when they started Bullet Club Gold, I was like, so they're going to have Bullet Club with 2 people. They've got to bring some more people in because if you're going to have Bullet Club, what do they normally do? It's the numbers game. You've got to have other people in. If they're not going to bring any other Bullet Club members over from New Japan or whatever, who are they going to add? When they showed up to help them, I guess it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, out of nowhere, I was like, that's a fit. Guns, bullets, they fit together. It works. And that was a smart move by Tony Khan to put them together. Now it elevates both the Guns themselves, the Bang Bang Gang, and Jay White and Juice Robinson, which they were kind of just floating around doing matches back and forth. Now they've got a legit group. They can go after trios. They can go after tag. They've got some things they can do with them storyline wise. So I agree with Professor as well. And I hate saying that, but I do agree with him that's he's not crazy. Those things are both really good right now.
Real quick, so I watch Collision every week, but sometimes live. But this week, they're keeping it the same because Tony Khan said he wants Ricky Starks and CM Punk to go head to head with SummerSlam. I'm kind of intrigued about that, but I'm obviously going to watch SummerSlam. Y'all are too, but it's just it's interesting that they're going to try that, and it'll be kind of interesting to see where that places. It's funny because you have that, and then also you have the Jake Paul fight. So it'd be funny if Jake Paul and Logan Paul are on at the same time too.
Yeah,
they'll be competing for ratings.
I think I'll catch up with Collision on Sunday.
And that's what I normally do.
Yeah, I mean, I usually watch it Saturday night, but I mean, I'm not watching Collision over SummerSlam. Not a chance. Not a chance.
All right, he's got his point too. If your nickname is now Big, like Big Bronson Reed, are you officially finished?
Yes, I will agree. Yes, 100%.
I missed that. I missed that one.
Well, they're adding little nicknames to everybody. Dirty Dom, Big Bronson Reed.
I haven't even seen Bronson Reed lately.
We know Bronson Reed's big. You don't have to tell us, Vince.
Big Bill.
Yeah, we know he's big. You don't have to tell us. Like I'm going to agree with the Professor once again. Bronson's done. Until they get rid of Big Bronson, until they get rid of that, he's done. Bronson is finished.
They should have just called him Skinny Bronson Reed.
Well, it's not lots of the people either, Bret. Now, but I mean, we obviously
they like to do that. They lie to us all the time.
Jeez. Yeah, I don't like the Dirty Dom. I don't even like the freaking in the middle of Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins.
Annoying. Yeah, and then Butch. I mean, come on.
Yeah. They should have never changed Walter to Gunther. Anyway, story for another day.
We could go down a whole rabbit hole of nicknames. One time it was just going to be Theory. Remember, they got rid of his first name, and then Triple H brought it back.
It was just Riddle.
Yeah. So I don't understand it. I don't know that I'll ever understand why they do that. Is it just to make T-shirts and merch? I don't know what's behind it. I'm sure they think they have a reasoning, but I don't like it. I agree again.
Well, they're also, if you listen to Kevin Patrick and Corey Graves and Michael Cole, they're all doing it. They're saying the same adjectives for this people too. The bombastic Austin Theory. Like they're doing every time. Like each person has their own adjectives too that they're using each time. Like, let's make it organic. Stop scripting everything. Like, let's make it more organic. Like that was the one thing I enjoyed with Cole and McAfee. That was completely organic. They were off the script all the time. But I mean, it was fun to listen to. Like having these adjectives for these people and these nicknames like Big Bronson Reed and all this other stuff. Like that's stupid. Like we're not. Come on, let's just call them about what they are.
being off the cuff like that, my favorite announcer crew right now is you said you don't watch much NXT, but Vic and Booker T together are because they're off the like Booker just says whatever that like he's that kind of McAfee type.
Yeah, I like Booker T.
Yeah, but him and Vic Joseph really go well together.
All right, guys, let's talk SummerSlam now. Y'all ready?
Yeah, we're only an hour into the show.
Yeah. Let me talk to you.
Speaking of that, we're going to start with the Battle Royal. It's hard to pick this one. You got, we don't really know who's going to be in it, but
it's not hard to pick.
It's one of two people.
I'm going to go out on a limb, guys, and I'm going to take LA Knight. Yeah.
But I have notes for tonight, so I don't sound like an idiot again.
All right, good job.
So, see, I've got notes.
Kyle, you're prepared. You're gonna A plus tonight for tonight's show.
I will not be embarrassed again. Listen, but I
didn't mean to spot you out. It wasn't purposeful last night. Sorry, Kyle.
No, you're fine. I should have just stayed away from it. I knew I was in too deep. That's another story for another day. But listen, this is my stuff about SummerSlam Battle Royal. It says if LA Knight doesn't win, we riot.
Oh, I love it. I love that. That's great.
It's very simple for me. They had to get LA Knight on the show somehow. He wins.
Yeah. All right. So Kyle's going with LA.
I'm gonna pick LA Knight, but the way they've been going,
I know.
I could see Sheamus winning it, and the place and that's Sheamus's heel turn. Sheamus breaks out back being a solo heel, and
so you're saying the Brawling Brutes would be over with?
Possible. Sheamus just bro kicks everybody out of it.
Fight night will be over.
But we'll see. But I'm picking LA Knight.
Banga.
I'm picking with my heart and going with LA Knight.
I hope LA Knight wins. Do I think they'll actually pull the trigger and give him the win? No, I think they're going to screw us around somehow. But
and we forgot to say it's the Slim Jim Battle Royal, and it's now the largest sponsorship deal in WWE history.
Yeah.
And the two largest ones now have been with LA Knight. The Mountain Dew Pitch Black match and the Slim Jim's
Slim Jim Battle Royal. Yeah, that does say that.
So that does say a lot about LA Knight is how they're maybe he's gonna start being on all these commercials. So we'll see.
Man, we need the DSN Battle Royal. Wouldn't that be cool? Yeah, everybody. Yeah. You can only dream, right?
We don't want that. It'll be a bad day for the Battle Royal.
Okay, so we got the Professor is going with LA Knight as well.
Yeah,
and we got, let's see what Jeremy's going with, LA Knight as well. Look at that, the sweep.
Yeah.
We're all together on this one.
He's definitely not winning.
So that means Omos wins.
Omos.
Brandon, if Omos is in this,
how about
he will be in it.
Big Bronson Reed.
God.
Oh, he's gone. He left.
My face is huge.
We'll get him back. We're going to talk about Logan Paul versus Ricochet. Could be a chance to be the match of the night. Well, hopefully that'll bring KO back. Yeah, there we go. I thought I'd bring him back. I don't know. This is a tough one. I mean, this is going to be a great match to me. I don't know. I feel like that Ricochet has just been kind of a person that they put people over with. So I'm going to go with Logan Paul in this match over Ricochet in possibly the match of the night as far as just spots and maybe some barbed wire tape. No, I'm just kidding. But some crazy spots, kickouts. It's going to be a, you're never going to know when it's going to end. I think it's going to be one of those matches you're on the edge of your seat for. What are they going to do next? I'm going with Logan Paul though.
I've enjoyed the build for this match. Honestly, I think they've done a good job of kind of building this up little by little. On Monday night, Logan Paul sealed the deal for me when he brought Samantha Irvin into things. I thought that line at the end, he should have said it differently, but it came out kind of weird. But I mean, at the end of the night, your girl's gonna have my name in her mouth or something like that. I'm like, okay, now we're kind of blurring the lines with everything. I love it. Let's
Did you see her reaction though? It's like she wasn't ready. Like she was legitimately pissed.
I know. That's what that real life heat. You love it. Yeah. So I think it's going to be a hell of a match. It could steal the show. I'm picking Ricochet. You got to defend your woman. You can't let somebody come in there and say that about your woman on national TV and not do something about it.
Okay.
I got Logan Paul. It's gonna be probably one of a fun match to watch, just match wise. You know, the best match and best story is gonna be the tribal the what what's it
Tribal
called?
warfare, whatever it is. Tribal
Yeah,
combat.
yeah.
There you go.
Tribal combat. Yeah, that's gonna be the best story match. But this just pure just fun wrestling. This is gonna be it. And I got Logan Paul, and he's got to win because I mean I feel like his brother's gonna win over at AT&T Stadium, so he's got to win for bragging rights. Because if he loses and his brother wins, that's not gonna be good for him. So, but no, I think Logan Paul will win this. I mean, they're putting him on top 10 of ESPN lists. There's something there, and they're WWE's going to push him any chance they get, I think. So, and they've never seemed to want to push Ricochet. He's on a lot of stuff, but I don't, he's a good worker and everything, but I don't think he's ever going to be, he's had a couple little mini title runs for like US and Intercontinental stuff, but I think that's his ceiling, and that he's just there to put on a good match and give Logan Paul the victory.
He's like his new nickname, Highlight of the Night. Ricochet. Yeah. They'll start putting that in front of his name next. Highlight of the Night, Ricochet. Every time
every night. They say that every time he comes out.
I mean, but it's going to be like
he's the one and only, and Roman's the only one.
It's going to be on the screen though, Kyle. They're going to put it in parentheses in front. Highlight of the night, and then Ricochet. I mean, that's what's going to come down to.
I've heard rumors as well that this match is going to open the show, so Logan Paul can hop on a plane and get to Arlington in time for his brother's fight. So this could be the opening match, which I'm completely okay. Let's start it hot. Let's do it.
Get the crowd on fire right away. Yeah. So, Kyle, you're by yourself. Coach Hubbard and Mr. Professor Diggs both are taking Logan Paul, so you got a chance to steal one there if you
swing vote.
That one, yeah.
Okay, I like it. I like being on the island of relevancy alone.
Island of irrelevancy.
All right, the next one here I've got on my list is Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler. I'm torn about this match as far as like, am I excited about it? I think I am, as far as I think they're going to beat the living crap out of each other, and it could be the story just kind of writes itself. The long time friendship. They had the tag titles, and it was one of probably the most, I won't say wow moments of the year, honestly, when Ronda Rousey just started attacking Shayna Baszler. I think we were all just surprised, and that doesn't always happen very often. But I think, just from what I've heard, I think Ronda Rousey's exiting out. So I'm going to take Shayna Baszler is going to beat Ronda Rousey, and Ronda Rousey is going to go off into the sunset, at least for the near future. And so I'm going with Shayna.
I wasn't crazy about this match to begin with. I thought the turn happened too soon. It seemed rushed to me. They didn't have enough time to build a why did Ronda actually turn on Shayna. They tried explaining it a little bit. I just wasn't crazy about it. The video packages on Monday, though, got me a little more excited. WWE's very good at the video packages. They did another great job. Making it an MMA rules stipulation match makes me a little excited. Both these women come from the MMA background, that we may see some real hitting going on Saturday during this match. So I think it'll be Ronda's best match that she has this time around in WWE. And like you said, Bret, reports say that the whole reason this is happening, Ronda wanted a match with Shayna before she left the company. I think this is Ronda's final match with WWE. I think she's going back to UFC. So Shayna wins because Ronda's going to put Shayna over on her way out.
Yeah, I agree with everything Kyle just said. Originally was going to pick Ronda, I thought too, but then I started thinking about more because I knew it was Ronda's last match, and so I think the same thing. Put Shayna over, and maybe she'll be next in line for Rhea or something, and because if you beat Ronda, then it gives us more. You can build her back up to be believable to face Rhea, and so yeah, I'll go with Shayna for the win. But those video packages I thought on Monday were really good. So actually, I watched most of Raw today, or I watched Raw today, and so I just saw those very fresh in my mind. And I thought, well done, and I think Ronda, we'll see her in a UFC cage before the end of the year, because Dana White never, WWE does this all the time, but Dana White's been doing this. They have a mystery opponent shown for one of their cards in November, and it's a women's fight. So we'll I would think that may be Mrs.
Well,
Rousey.
And now they're owned by the same company, so just
Well,
slide
that
over.
doesn't start till 2024, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, but it's already in place. I'm sure
Yeah.
makes things a lot easier as far as you
Right.
just slide right over and back in.
And they could be using this, like to your point, Brandon. They could be using this as a sparring session, if you will, for Ronda to kind of get her ready going up against Shayna MMA rules match in WWE.
Yeah.
And maybe there's something to that. Maybe they're trying to get her ready,
and maybe she's already training for MMA, and like this could be a legit live. Like
so
you
instead
said,
of pulling off of punches, now she needs to actually finish through.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. But yeah, so Diggs and Hubbard both are taking Shayna as well. So that's a sweep for everyone. We're going 5 for 5 with Shayna Baszler over Ronda Rousey. Next match on the list. Kyle's ready for this one. It's the third in the trilogy between Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar. Man, I just there's no way I'll say there's no way. WWE, there's never no way, but there's no way that Cody Rhodes doesn't go over here. Brock goes by and takes a little vacation, and Cody Rhodes moves on to a new opponent, hopefully after this one. And so I'm going with Cody Rhodes over Brock Lesnar.
Still no explanation on why this match is actually taking place. Still nothing. So here's my thing, though. I'm over this feud. I'm like you, Bret. I hope it just goes away. I'm picking Cody because I think, like you, Brock's going to go away after this for a little bit and probably see him back. If not before, definitely at the Rumble, but probably before the end of the year. I know I sent y'all this message yesterday, the Cody documentary on Peacock. I was able to watch that the other night. Very well done. WWE does a great job with documentaries as well as their video packages. Excellent documentary. After watching it and kind of seeing what's going on, Cody wins at SummerSlam because I think this is setting it up for him to face Roman at Mania and take that title and complete the story. So I think the timing of the documentary coming out.
We thought that last time, Kyle.
I know. But the documentary coming out and when it did, like right now, right before SummerSlam, kind of start setting the stage, putting things in motion for Cody to kind of start gaining some momentum and getting back to Roman and kind of finishing the story. That's what I think. The match won't go more than 10 minutes. I think it'll be forgotten about the next day, but Cody wins.
Hey, Bret and KO, what do you want to talk about?
Nothing.
So, are we ever gonna get a Cody and a LA Knight with that? Let me talk to him. What do you want to talk about?
Just back and forth.
The promos back and forth would be great.
Yes.
Yes.
And, I think Cody wins this. I think it's gonna. It's not gonna be a great. It's Brock. It's not gonna be great, but Cody wins this, and like you said, probably about a 7-8 minute match, and we'll get too long entrance music. Well, more long entrance, but too long singing crowds with Cody and Seth. So,
how many? Here's the over under we need to take. How many woes do we get?
Oh my god!
For the Cody, how many? Whoa! How many
we got
we get?
We got a lot the other night, and then
more.
Bob Rock was talking.
Was it? Is it going to be more or less than Seth Rollins is? Oh,
Seth will be long. Seth will probably stand out there for 5 minutes with the damn light on him. I mean, that's probably what he'll do. But I think so. Cody's going to come out as I don't know how long the ramp's going to be, but it's a stadium show, so it's probably going to be one of the longer ramps. We may get 3 or 4 woes on his entrance, and then 3 or 4 woes on the exit. We may get 8 woes.
Whoa.
8 woes.
Whoa, Kyle. Whoa.
I mean, geez, dude. and I'm not gonna lie to you. My opinion on Cody was kind of souring a little bit, just because it seems like he's been spinning his wheels with this Brock situation. And it's the same thing every week. I'll fight you, and then they break out in a brawl. Then Cody does an interview. Then we rinse and repeat the next week. Like I was getting over it, but after watching the Cody documentary, it kind of sparked some life back into Cody for me. So,
okay. I hope you're right, Kyle. I'm hope that you're on the right track of where it's going, because if they do that again, if they repeat WrestleMania again and they do the same, I'm Oh, that
I don't think they take it back to Mania for Cody to lose again. I don't think they do that.
Well, you wouldn't think, but I've seen stranger things.
Bret and I talked about this yesterday, but this is Cody's first SummerSlam match in 8 years, and how times have changed. His last one was him and King Barrett against Neville and Stephen Amell.
Oh my gosh!
But he was Stardust.
Yeah, they had a poster and it had the two comparison I saw online somewhere.
Yeah.
Stephen Amell actually narrates the Cody doc. So
yep.
Oh,
they're really good friends. I knew.
Y'all
Cody wanted to do something with him, but
do y'all watch the Heels, the TV show?
No, I hadn't even started season 1, but I have it on my list.
Y'all need to watch it, and then we can review it or something. That'd be cool to have.
Stephen Amell's on that too, isn't he?
Yes. Let's make that on our list to do as an extra deal. I think that'd be cool to. It's a really good show. It's worth the watch. I watched season 1
on my list, and I saw season 2 just started. So
yeah, I hadn't seen season 2, so should do that.
Maybe after season 2, we'll all get together and talk about it.
Yeah, it'd be fun. We'll get Diggs and Hubbard in on it too. Intercontinental Championship is next. Gunther versus Drew McIntyre. I don't know what to say about this match. I'm not real sure why we're having this match, except for Drew McIntyre just showed up after Gunther destroyed Matt Riddle last pay-per-view, and he challenges him. There's not much more to say for me. I'm going with Gunther. He's not losing to McIntyre.
I'm really looking forward to this match. Along with Logan Paul and Ricochet, I think this one could steal the night too. It's going to be hard hitting. It's going to be uncomfortable at times. It's going to be painful. I think Gunther's done a great job as the Intercontinental Champion. I think he's kind of brought that title back to relevancy where it was kind of forgotten about. I'm a huge Drew McIntyre fan. I would like to see McIntyre hold the IC title, but I don't think it's time to take it off Gunther just yet. They're gonna let him break the Honky Tonk Man's record before they take it off of him, I think. So I don't think, but you can't bring Drew back and in his first feud he lose. So I think it's going to be kind of a hook or crook way that Gunther retains it, but I think Gunther wins.
I think Gunther wins. I'm not really excited about this match. I get why you might be, Kyle. I don't know. It doesn't. I like Gunther against certain people. I liked Broken Dreams, Drew McIntyre, more than Scottish psychopath,
Scottish warrior,
Scottish psychopath, whatever they call him. But I don't like this. I don't like this version of Drew McIntyre.
I don't. Yeah, I like Drew McIntyre in the ring. I'm not sold on why he just all of a sudden gets to jump in line. He's been gone, and then he just shows up and he gets to jump in line and challenge Gunther. I know he's won matches in the past, but to me the story just really wasn't there. I agree with Brandon and Kyle in this sense. I'm with Brandon. I don't really understand this match. But I'm also with Kyle. I think it's going to be physical. It's going to be their chests are going to be almost blood red from just killing each other. But I just don't really I'm not into the match. I'm not into it. I don't really care about it because Gunther's going to win. If he doesn't win, I would be very, very surprised. I mean, honestly, and like Kyle said, the honky tonk thing, this is a great opportunity to get him off the record books because, why is he on the record books to begin with? Gunther's been a great Intercontinental Champion. I would like to see him, and I know we may have talked about this a few times before. I want to see him cash that in somehow and say, I've won this title for so long. I want to go after the world title, or I'd like to see him do something like that with it and not actually take a loss to keep that integrity and maybe go after Seth Rollins. I'd love to see that match.
I don't see Gunther and Roman, but yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I just don't think that's where they're headed. I think
right.
I think that there's more likeliness that Gunther goes after Rollins.
Yeah.
So that's what I'd like to see. But again, I've got mixed feelings on this one. I'm kind of in between you guys. I'm kind of in the middle on this one. I
like Gunther, and I mean, I thought it was fun. I thought it was fun there, not him and Gable. Because I thought that was fun. Fun match they had.
Gunther took a loss that night. Technically, He wasn't pinned, but he did take a loss.
Oh, and he
But
was
then they restarted it and Gunther won.
They continued it. So, but he lost the challenge. He lost the challenge.
Yeah, it was fun. I thought that was a fun match. But I just, it's probably the Drew part. And then it's like, we haven't seen Drew much leading up to this. After the last pay-per-view, like Drew didn't come out and talk, and like they haven't had like a face-to-face really after that. And
yeah, I've heard rumors that he didn't re-sign long-term, so I don't know how long his deal is. If he's not happy, I could see him going over to AEW.
So, which also like another reason Gunther's going to win this.
Yeah.
Gunther's going to win. You're right. There hadn't been any build really to the match. The only reason I'm excited for it is on name value alone, because I think it's going to be just one of those. Yes, we know who's going to win. Gunther's going to win, but they're going to make it seem like Drew's going to win. They're going to have some close finishes for Drew, and I think it's going to be a great match at the end of the night. So that's the only reason I'm looking forward to it. Other than, it has no build and it's very predictable, but I think it'll be a good match.
All right. Well,
interesting that they keep saying things that Bray Wyatt could be returning very soon and possibly this weekend. And I've heard him possibly with Gunther, but like he's got maybe two guys with him, and they start doing something with Imperium. And we have a Bray and Gunther. So, I don't know if that's where they're going to go.
If they bring Bray back, they got to build him back up. Because right at this point, I don't care if Bray comes back.
But I think when he comes back, it's going to be back to original Bray.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so.
So, like, if you go like a Wyatt family Imperium thing, I could go for that for a couple months.
Yeah. But they're going to have to build him back up because, like I said, they ruined him when he came. When he came back this last time, I was over the moon excited for Bray to come back. And then after about the first couple months of him not even getting in the ring to do anything, and then the pitch black match that was ridiculous in the arena, you couldn't see anything. We
could see pretty good from the from home there.
Yeah, well, in the arena, you saw a highlighted little square ring. That was about it. You could watch the video board, but they couldn't even see very well. So anyway, after that, I gave up on Bray. And so they're going to have to build him back up with some vignettes or something like they did last time to get me to even care that he comes back.
Well, Gunther is definitely, he's sweeping this one. All five of us are going with Gunther. So we'll move on to the next match here. We've got the WWE Women's Championship match. Asuka, Bianca Belair, and Charlotte Flair, triple threat. Now, this is interesting. The whole thing with Charlotte, Bianca, and Asuka, I've really enjoyed the storytelling on this one. I know kind of Charlotte jumped in line, but she is Charlotte Flair. Well, I like the way that they've kind of got all three of them at each other's throat. All three of them are excellent in the ring, so I expect this to be a really good match. You've got Asuka, she's just an excellent in the ring. You got Bianca Belair is so athletic, things that she can do in the ring, and of course, it's Charlotte Flair. I'm really torn about this one. I don't know who they're going to go with. I think Asuka hasn't had it long, but I feel like they're gonna put it on Charlotte. I don't know why, and I think it's gonna tick Bianca off, and she's going full-fledged heel here. So I'm going to go with Charlotte Flair to win this match.
I would like to see Asuka retain. Like you said, she hasn't done much with the title right now, so why put it on her just to take it off of her? I would like to see her retain, but I could also see them giving the title to Charlotte and getting her one step closer to breaking her father's record. So I could see that. I don't think Bianca wins. She's done everything she could with the title at this point. Like, what else is there for her to do? I'm going to pick Charlotte simply because I think WWE wants her to break her dad's record. So I think this is a step getting her closer to that. And I do think it'll be a really good match. They're all very good. Something interesting that, kind of to your point, Bret, a Hurt Business. Rumors of them getting back together. Bobby Lashley with the Street Profits. Bianca maybe doesn't even have to turn heel because they don't seem like a heel group with the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley. So maybe Bianca just kind of joins the Hurt Business and we get that little faction. Then you got Hurt Business Judgment Day that could step into the matchup, Hurt Business LWO going against those factions. So I see Bianca losing and then joining Hurt Business at some point.
Yeah, I definitely. I'm still trying to decide who's going to win, but Bianca's taking the pin, and are submitting if it's Charlotte, and but Bianca will take the fall, and I could see her getting mad after and kind of doing a little heel turn after, but you never know. I don't know if that's the direction they're going to go there. Man, I'm gonna go Charlotte. I think they're gonna give it back to Charlotte, but I also, like you said, don't like them taking off Asuka this soon. But she hadn't done a whole lot with it yet, so I'm gonna go, Charlotte.
I really thought if I went with Charlotte that I would be picking one that not everybody else would pick, and then here y'all go picking Charlotte with me.
Yeah, well, it was I didn't copy you because I did pick it first. So
you could have picked Bianca.
No, that's the least.
All right, we do have a different vote here. Jeremy is going to go with Asuka to retain.
I like it.
Okay, and let's see what the professor says. The professor is going to go with Asuka is going to pin Charlotte Flair after Bianca finishes Flair.
Oh.
So they're both going with Asuka, guys. Interesting.
I don't know about Charlotte getting pinned though. We'll see.
I don't know about that, but I could see.
I think Bianca takes the fall regardless.
I could see. I'm going to go with what the professor said, but spin it a little bit to make it my pick. I think that Asuka hits a finisher on Bianca. Charlotte throws Asuka out of the ring. Charlotte pins Bianca to win the championship.
He's going to say you stole that.
That's fine, and I did. I admitted to it, but I switched it around with where it fit my narrative.
All right, so we got 2 for Asuka and 3 for Charlotte. So no one's going with Bianca. We're kind of all thinking she's going to take the pin. So that's kind of where we're going with that one. Okay, so we're going to go to match number 7 here, the World Heavyweight Championship, Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. I'm looking. They've made this match more interesting. I kind of was the last time they had the match. It was weird that Priest had the briefcase. He came out, but like y'all said, the packages they did between Seth and Finn were really great. And I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think that Seth Rollins is going to win. That Damian Priest is going to be around the ring again. And he's going to do something that causes Finn to lose, and they're going to start something up. Either Priest comes out and he cashes in or does something, or Finn and Priest are going to go at it. Now I think they've been kind of teasing that they kind of were back together, but I think that he's gonna ruin it for Finn again, and Finn's going to say, "Screw it, I'm tired of you," and they're gonna go at each other. So I'm going with Seth, and I'm thinking Judgment Day might be splintering a little bit here after this one.
I've enjoyed the story of this match. 7 years in the making between Seth and Finn. The story writes itself. They've done excellent vignettes and promos, getting things ready for this match. I think it's going to be a close match. I think Finn's going to come real close to winning it. I think it's going to go back and forth. Judgment Day is obviously going to be at ringside. They're going to interfere, trying to help Finn. I think Seth wins ultimately. I'm kind of like you though, Bret. I think Priest is going to tease a cash in. I think Seth is going to win but be exhausted. He's going to tease a cash in. Something's going to happen where he ultimately doesn't cash in, but it further splinters the relationship between him and Finn, which further sets up a story with him and Finn down the road. I don't think anything actually physically happens at SummerSlam. I mean, it could, but I don't think it will. But I think it does kind of further that story. But ultimately, Seth retains.
Yeah, y'all see Seth's shoes he's gonna wear?
No,
7 years. They're red and yellow, and they say 7 years on the. They may be purple. They're but they say 7 years on them. They're pretty.
I love Seth.
Yeah, they're pretty good, and but I think
Except
Seth
for his
wins.
entrance, Kyle.
Yeah.
Well, Take away the entrance, and I love Seth.
And freaking.
Yeah. Yeah, Seth's going to win this. And same, I don't know what's going to happen with the Judgment Day or with the briefcase or not, but I think Seth wins, and he's the one that leaves with the title, and then we'll see where they go from there. Because I don't know after he beats Finn, I don't know what's next for him, and Priest will still be lurking, but he'll have to. I mean, like maybe Gunther, like you said, but I don't. I mean, if he's still got the Intercontinental title, they're probably not going to do that. So I don't know where. Maybe like a KO comes back, and maybe KO says it's my Seth and KO. I don't know what they're going to do with Seth after this, because can't face Finn. If he beats Finn again, we'll see. We'll see what happens after that.
Well, Jeremy's going to go with Finn. He's got Finn Balor in this one. Interesting pick there. And
did he put anything in parentheses? A Priest cash in on Finn, or
he did not say. He just said Finn. And the professor is going to go with Seth over Finn with some fault of Priest. Yeah. So he's kind of in the same line.
I'm professor on the same page tonight.
Yeah,
because I did my research.
Yeah, he was in rare form. He was calling us all out last night, so we all had to step up our game tonight.
So who was on the show last night? Was it y'all two, Professor, and who else?
Vince and Corey.
Okay.
Yeah. We won't talk about Corey's poll. I'm not going to embarrass him on this show, but it was interesting. Some 6A school in Tyler was his number one team on our poll. Not sure what was.
And a team that went 1-9 last year was his fifth team.
Oh, sorry, Corey. Can't help it. Got it. Okay, so we're gonna kind of roll into the main event, and I'm ready for this one, guys. This has been, building for the longest time. We got Jey Uso and Roman Reigns in
tribal
combat. There we go. Tribal combat match. So the winner of this not only gets the title, but they get the title of tribal chief. Man, as much as I'd love to see Jey Uso, the tribal chief, and what they would, but they're just not. I mean, if there was just a match for the tribal chief and not the title, I could see them putting Jey over, but they're not taking the title off of Roman Reigns. I think it's going to be an incredible match. It's going to be, I mean, you don't always say Roman Reigns has the match of the night, but with this kind of anything goes, I think it's going to be interesting to see what they do. I mean, how much is Solo going to be involved? Will he turn and help his brother, or will he stay with Roman for the time being? Is Jimmy going to return? Will there be any more of the family show up? You just don't ever know. So there's lots of ways they can really go with this match. I'm super excited about it just because of that, because I just don't know how it's going to go. Other than I'm fairly certain Roman retains. I just don't know how it's all going to go down. Uh-oh, Kyle, you're muted.
Kyle's on mute.
Sorry, I'm good now. Good. All right, sorry. We say this every time that the Bloodline segments are on a pay-per-view. It's the best thing on TV. I'm looking forward to it. Definitely deserves the main event. I know I heard Michael Cole say the other day, one of the main events for SummerSlam, so it's going to be a co-main event type thing, probably with Brock and Cody. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm like you, Bret. There's no way. There's no way they give the championship and tribal chief to Jey Uso. There's no way, because then the story's over. Then Roman's whole gimmick is dead. The whole tribal chief, everything's dead right there. So there's no way that they do that at SummerSlam. I'm like you, though. I don't know. Something's going to happen. Solo's going to get involved. Do we see? I think Jimmy comes back to get involved somehow. I think there's going to be one of the elders there, because it's tribal combat. And Roman made the point that, did the elders approve this? Well, they're the ones that suggested it. So I think either some or one of the elders of the Samoan family is going to be there in attendance, I think, to kind of maybe not interfere, but maybe oversee the match and then unintentionally interfere. Can guarantee without a doubt the referee will get knocked out at some point.
That's a given in a Roman match, right?
100% that the entrance will take over 5 minutes for Roman, and that a referee will get knocked out.
They should just go ahead and have like 2 or 3 extra refs down there on the side and just have them ready to go. Because I mean, they're going to the first one's getting knocked out.
If I had a match with Roman, that's the stipulation I would add, that 2 referees are ringside. That way, when the first one gets knocked out, inevitably, I can just throw another one in immediately. So I think, Matt, to take that even further, the ref's going to get knocked out. Jay's going to pin Roman. We're going to get a 10 count from the crowd. And then Roman's going to still eventually win the match by some nefarious mean. I don't know how, but he will retain.
So when they first said something about tribal combat, they said one of the things was that tribal combat meant that family members could not be involved. And, because then that's when, Solo tried to do the Samoan spike and Roman grabbed his hand. But then they went away and they haven't mentioned that again. So now, I guess that's not a rule anymore. But that the very first talk about it was that no family members could be involved. So I was like, oh, someone else will help Roman. I don't know who, but someone's going to come help Roman that's not a family member. But now they've went away and they haven't even mentioned that anymore, and it's not mentioned at all. So, like you said, someone's going to interfere somehow. And I heard someone even say maybe Jimmy comes back and he's the one who helped. You think he's going to help Jay, and he ends up helping Roman. Jay Jimmy kind of flips back. So
that would kind of put it all backwards, wouldn't it? I mean, you just go.
That'd be a step back.
It would be, but it keeps it going. You never. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: what do you think the odds are that after the match, Priest comes down and tries to cash in on Roman?
Ooh,
he could. I mean, Roman's going to be he's going to be exhausted after this match with Jay and all the shenanigans that go along with it. Who's to say at the end of the match, Priest don't come out there?
Well, if that happens, Kyle, I think Finn Balor comes out and keeps Priest from cashing in, and they brawl. Because I don't think
if SummerSlam goes off the air.
If we think it ends the way we do the match before, then you think there's no chance and no quote Vince McMahon, no chance in hell that Finn Balor is not going to just let Priest go down there and get the title from Roman Reigns. I mean, there's just not. And so if you think that's going to happen, then I see that possible. I think then Finn Balor is going to fall him down and keep that cash in from happening.
Yeah,
because I don't think Roman's losing the title on a cash in. I think that would cheapen one of the longest reigns in history, and you lose on a shenanigans cash in. I just don't think they're going to do it that way.
No, and I don't either. I just think it's a possibility of something. If they want to further 2 storylines at the same time, then you have whatever happens in the Bloodline story that's going to end SummerSlam. Then you can also further that Finn and Damian storyline at the end of SummerSlam as well. Just like you said, Damian trying to cash in and Finn stopping him somehow, or right before he cashes in, Finn causes him to get Samoan spiked by Solo or something like that. I could see them furthering both storylines at the end of the show, and that's how the show goes off the air. But no, there's no way that he retains against Jay and then loses that on cash in to Priest. There's absolutely no chance that's happening.
And I pick Roman this match. The one thing I'm is after this, does Roman his next title defense probably won't be to Royal Rumble?
Yeah, because they've already said
Series, maybe. I mean,
no, Survivor Series they'll probably do some kind of Survivor Series match with. I don't know how we're who's going to be on whose team, who's going to be on Jimmy and Jay's team, and
kind of split the whole thing up. So there's not as much. There's not a Bloodline full versus another team now. They're kind of split. So I mean, unless they're going to start adding some more pieces in, and
but a Jay captain team and a Roman captain. I don't know how. Well, I don't know how they'll make that work, but.
I don't think we'll see Roman. It's already confirmed he's not on advertisements for Payback or Fastlane. Yeah. So the next 2 pay-per-views after this one, we definitely won't see him.
He'll be a Survivor Series in some fashion, but I don't think it'll be a title match.
He still may not be defending the title then. He may wait till Royal Rumble to defend it again. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because we also don't know who's next for him. After this, it's basically going to wrap up, next there's no one next in line for him or Seth. maybe at Survivor Series we just get a Roman versus Seth match.
I'm okay with a champion match.
Yeah.
But I mean, then you run into the issue of you don't want your champions losing, but then one of those champions has to lose, which it's not going to be Roman because he's going to be on a historic run.
Yeah.
So then you have to give Seth the loss.
So you get
that could be the night Damian Priest cashes in.
No, I got it. I got it though. Roman Reigns wins and takes another title, so he adds like another title to his entourage. And
the titles wouldn't be on the line, but that would be where Priest comes in and cashes in on. He jumps in the match, beats Seth, and
it's like he'd be like Matt Cardona, the belt collector. He just starts collecting belts.
And that could be Roman's ultimate get back for Seth for hitting him in the back with a chair all those years ago. Yeah. Hey, I just screwed you over with your championship now. I done beat you up and let somebody else pick up the scraps and get a championship. Now you don't have a championship. This is for betraying me all those years ago.
Yeah. Well, we should write some stories for a wrestling company.
It always comes back.
I mean,
good.
I know a company that could use some better storyline.
Okay, so Jeremy and Matt both took Roman Reigns. Matt, in his normal fashion, has a Roman over main event Jay with shenanigans. So he's kind of on the same line as us. There's gonna be shenanigans.
We are. I'm telling you, me and Matt tonight were just symbiotic right there.
Yeah,
because he went on the show.
I know. Right?
He would have probably, if he was on here, he would have found a way to not been on the same page as you somehow.
He would have changed. He would have changed his answers. He would have thrown the game just to disagree with me.
Although I think the last pay-per-view, you guys actually agreed on every pick and actually took first place on that.
We did. I feel good about my picks this time. I think the difference maker is going to be that Logan Paul Ricochet one. It's going to be my difference maker.
Yep. You got a chance to go out. You've got it by yourself, so you got a chance to steal one basically from everybody else.
Come on, Ricochet.
So in closing tonight, guys, just some final thoughts on what you're most looking forward to in this pay-per-view this weekend.
Tribal Combat, hands down, is what I'm looking forward towards the end of the show. I'm also looking forward to, like I said, there's really the only matches I'm not really looking forward to is the Cody and Brock match. That's the only one I'm really not interested in seeing. All the other in the Battle Royal, I'm not really. I'm not a huge fan of Battle Royals. I know I said that, and I went to Royal Rumble this year, which is that's the whole premise of the show.
Going to it's different. Like it's cool to go to.
I'm not a huge fan of Battle Royals. I think it's just filler television, filler time on a card. So I guess that and the Cody Brock match I'm not looking forward to, but all the other matches on the card I'm interested in. I think it's going to be a WWE does this all the time. They don't build the pay-per-views real great, but when they come, they put it on top shelf. So I expect it to be a great show. Detroit's going to be rocking. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, same thing. Tribal Combat, and then I had to copy Kyle, but Tribal Combat, and then Logan Paul Ricochet, and and then Battle Royal and Royal Rumbles are different because Royal Rumble at least has the intrigue of who's number 1, who's number 5, who's not, who's coming out next, what music's hitting. It's not just 20 guys standing in the middle of the ring and throwing each other over, and who the final two are going to be.
So. My favorite part of the Battle Royal is going to be the entrance of L.A. Knight. Yeah. Talk to me. That's going to be my favorite part of the Battle Royal. And when he wins, and then he hopefully gets to have his music come again, and he gets to go out with the win. But I agree with you guys. The Tribal Combat, I'm looking forward to how that's going to turn out. And actually, the Seth, to be a little different, I like Logan Paul and Ricochet. I think it's going to be great. But I think the Seth Rollins and Finn Balor match, just how the ending, I'm curious of how they're going to do that. And will it be the end of Finn with the Judgment Day? Because I feel like that he's the outsider of that. If they split, he's going to be the one that breaks off. They teased is it McDonough? What's it?
JD McDonough.
They teased him and them two kind of talking in the back. So I'm curious to see if maybe he joins up with Finn and they kind of go after Judgment Day separately. I don't know, just throwing that out there. But I'm intrigued by that match, how it's going to end, but yeah, I'm excited about this one. It's going to be a great show, I think, and like Kyle said, it's going to be one of those that the card. Some of the matches don't really just stick out and just say, wow, this is going to be awesome, but they end up delivering. There's going to be some solid matches. I wouldn't say there's any like bathroom break matches in this one, honestly. Kyle's probably going to say the Brock Cody one, but I still want to see Cody, and it's not going to be very long, so you'd have to be a quick bathroom break for that one.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine, but a Brock match. Mm-hmm. Cody's going to get some offense on him. Brock's going to hit a F5. I mean, it's the same thing every time with a Brock match. Like they're suplexes. I mean, it's the same thing. So that's the only reason I'm just not really looking forward to it. But that in the Battle Royal, the only things. Other than that, I think it's going to be a great card.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for the WWE SummerSlam preview show.
This was fun. Been a while.
For our missing comrades, the Professor Matt Diggs and Jeremy Hubbard, Brandon Ogden and Kyle Owens here with me tonight. The original OGs of the Off the Ropes. This is episode 13, the SummerSlam preview show. We'll be back next week sometime to review SummerSlam and tell you how it went and see who won the Pick'em Challenge. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to the Disrespect Sports Network. Good night, everyone.